This is the full journey of Boruto Uzumaki, spanning from genin to god. Because even from an early age, Boruto proved he was special, as he is the only human in existence to be blessed with the Jogan. During his days in the academy as a young boy, Boruto discovered that he had an unusual ability. This godly dojutsu is one that is rare even amongst the Otsutsuki clan. So what is it, and why does Boruto of all people have it? At the age of 7, Boruto awakened this power subconsciously in his right eye, triggered by Toneri inside his dream. It was later alluded to that Toneri was the one who gave Boruto this eye too, as Isshiki said to him, "You may think you've made the first move by doing something to that woman's son." And this is further backed up as Toneri mentioned that Boruto's Jogan was a star of hope for the oncoming evil, aka the Otsutsuki clan. However, the main cause of its appearance was in the presence of dangerous threats, as one of its main abilities, similar to Naruto, is the power to sense negative emotions. In the case of his academy days, this was Nue, a powerful weapon created by the remnants of Danzo's root division from Hashirama cells. The Jogan can also sense the flow of chakra, allowing Boruto to track a target whilst also observing any noticeable changes by viewing the chakra pathway system. It can also see into other dimensions, as Boruto later used it to predict where Isshiki Otsutsuki would appear from when using his space-time teleportation portals. He even went as far as calling it an incredibly troublesome eye. So far, it's shown up a few times in the story, such as in the Mist Village field trip arc, as well against Otsutsukis such as Momoshiki and Isshiki. But it also appeared atop of the Hokage stone faces in front of Kawaki many years before the two would later revisit this spot in their fated battle, where Boruto seemingly mastered the use of his eye. But more on that in a little bit, because that version of Boruto is unlike anything we've ever seen. Now, after his academy days, Boruto became a genin, but first he had to complete the genin exam. This was a test set out by some of our favourite ninja from Naruto's generation, including the legendary 6th Hokage Kakashi. The iconic copy ninja had Boruto go through the dreaded bell test, something that even Naruto, Sasuke and Sakura struggled with back in the day when they were already genin. Boruto was built different though. Even at this early age, Kakashi admitted that Boruto was already easily at the level of a chunin. However, it didn't matter how gifted he was, as his weak resolve made it all pointless. Kakashi berated him as Boruto knew he was gifted, meaning he took things less seriously, which resulted in being a bad influence on his classmates. Whilst this matter was sorted out soon thereafter, with Boruto apologizing to his class, the age of bratty Boruto had only just begun. This is the version of Boruto that I think most fans probably hate, but it is as important to his overarching character as it is insufferable. This is of course the Boruto from the Chunin exams, the one who seemingly hated his dad. However, this hate wasn't backed by any malicious intent, but rather a deep, misunderstood love for his father, who he simply wished he could spend more time with. However, in his immaturity, Boruto handled the situation, well, like a child. This would soon change after his father sacrificed himself to save both his family and village. This eye-opening moment hit Boruto in the feels, as all of his happiest moments flooded his brain all at once as he screamed out for his dad's safety. It was here he underwent a change in outlook after being hit with a taste of what life was truly like without his father around. However, Sasuke believed in Boruto's strength and will as a shinobi, declaring that under his tutelage he would surpass his father. This trust was proven to be well placed, as in the heated battle with Momoshiki, Boruto played the integral role in securing the victory thanks to his invention of the vanishing Rasengan in unison with Naruto, where Boruto sensed the hardships his father had to endure to become the man he is today. And so with Momoshiki out of the way and Boruto bonding again with his father, you could call it Boruto's first death, as the brat had finally been killed and replaced by a kid worthy of being called an Uzumaki. However, he was also marked with a karma seal, something that would dramatically change his life forever, as well as the entire trajectory of the ninja world alongside it. The karma seal is what the Otsutsuki clan use as a compressed backup of their biological data, which is then implanted into a compatible vessel. Over time, the Otsutsuki DNA begins to completely overwrite the hosts until they cease to exist and are instead replaced with a reborn version of the original Otsutsuki. And so, following his defeat, Momoshiki implanted a karma seal onto Boruto's palm with the aim of one day returning again, thus marking Boruto's first step towards entering godhood. Because in Team 7's battle with the Kara member Boro, something unforeseen occurred. After the group believed they had completed their mission of saving Naruto and killing Boro, he returned in a completely disfigured form due to Sarada destroying his eternal core. This made him grow in size tremendously, giving him frightening physical strength which made light work of Boruto, as he was essentially turned into a glorified whack-a-mole. However, as Boro lifted his fist from the ground, something was off. Boruto wasn't there anymore. Whilst the original Boruto couldn't continue any further due to chakra exhaustion, Momoshiki used that moment of weakness to take over his body, becoming Borushiki. During this transformation, Momoshiki has access to Boruto's body and arsenal of jutsu, such as the Rasengan, as well as his own Otsutsuki Byakugan, and most notably, a massive horn, displaying that Boruto's Otsutsukification was already well underway. There was one downfall to this, however. If Momoshiki absorbs too much chakra using the karma seal, it would give Boruto the chance to regain his consciousness and forcefully take back his body. This meant Momoshiki had to use the karma very sparingly when fighting, because as we saw later on following the defeat of Isshiki, this became a massive issue. To begin with, Momoshiki managed to use the Otsutsuki ability to conceal his chakra, allowing him to sneak up on Sasuke and destroy his Rinnegan. He did this as Momoshiki planned to continue his goal of cultivating a god tree, but wanted Naruto and Sasuke out of the way, as they had succeeded in defeating him once already, and so they posed a little bit of a problem. In order to do this though, Momoshiki required an Otsutsuki sacrifice, with the only viable option remaining being Kawaki after his Otsutsukification was 80% complete thanks to Isshiki's karma. However, Kawaki crafted the genius plan of setting himself on fire, leaving Momoshiki no choice but to either let his only sacrifice die in front of him or absorb the flames using the karma, in turn giving Boruto the chance to retake his body, which he did by snapping the horn off of his head. This wouldn't be his final time taking over Boruto's body though, as before in the face of Code, Boruto entered his Borushiki form once more, but this time something was different about it. Boruto was in control. This was him finally beginning to master the karma seal by utilizing its true essence. This meant he could use the accumulated Otsutsuki combat experience, instantly becoming an overpowered fighter thanks to Momoshiki's years spent destroying planets. You heard that right, Boruto went through a 1,000-year plus training arc just like that. The reason this was all possible was thanks to pills created by Amado which suppressed the power of the Byakugan. Thanks to the Dojutsu's direct connection with Momoshiki and the Otsutsuki clan, it gave Boruto the power to keep control in this form whilst weakening the Otsutsuki's chokehold on him. This allowed Boruto to go toe-to-toe with Code, one of the most powerful characters in the entire series, and even somewhat impresses him. With just a single punch, Boruto managed to force Code back with his feet digging into the ground. This is because one of the Karma Seal's base abilities. You see, it allows the user, in this case Boruto, to tap into an explosive boost of power in all attributes such as strength, speed, and jutsu. Even Ada, who was watching the fight, began to wonder if Code was going to lose. Bear in mind that this is the same dude that claimed he could defeat Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, my guy might have gassed himself up just little bit too much. But we can still safely say that Boruto at this point had now entered the upper echelons of strength in the entirety of Naruto history. Now, this wasn't even Boruto going all out either. However, as he went to do so, drawing upon more of the Otsutsuki power, something terrible happened. Remember what I said earlier about how Momoshiki took over Boruto's body another time? Yeah. About that. Because of the anti-Byakugan pills, Boruto began to grow weaker the more he used his Otsutsuki powers. This gave Momoshiki an opportunistic window to once again take control of the situation. And so this was the last straw for both Boruto and Kawaki, as they hatched a plan to stop this ever happening again. Kill Boruto. That's right, because the Karma Seal acts as an anchor keeping the soul of Momoshiki to the world of the living, it meant that by killing Boruto before the Otsutsukification had a chance to complete, Momoshiki's soul would also vanish along with Boruto's. And so the two brothers acted out on their plan, as Boruto, who regained a partial amount of control of his body, pushed Naruto to the side and became a proud member of the Donut Club as Kawaki pierced him directly through the chest, killing him on the spot. However, with Boruto seemingly dead, time froze around him, bringing us onto his next form, 100% Otsutsuki Boruto. Because Momoshiki was so afraid of his soul disappearing, thus ceasing to exist, he did everything in his power to remain rooted to the world of the living, and so he revived Boruto. Because 82% of Momoshiki's DNA had already been extracted thanks to the Karma Seal, only 18% was left before his complete resurrection. However, with the fear of dying forever looming over Momoshiki's head, he was forced to take that remaining 18% and convert it into Boruto's DNA, thus reforming his cells and tissue to bring him back to life. In spite of this, that 18% that was converted into Boruto's DNA still originated from Momoshiki. Thus, by combining that with the already extracted 82% of DNA, he was now a confirmed Otsutsuki being. And because of this, he was immune to certain powers. For example, there is Ada. She's a cyborg created by the ex-Kara scientist Amado using the remains of the Otsutsuki God Shibai. More on him in just a minute though, because he is something else. One of her abilities, however, forced everybody around Ada to fall madly in love with her. The only exceptions were her own family members and Otsutsuki, to which Boruto falls into the category of now, thus is completely immune to. That still didn't stop her from ruining his entire life though. Women, am I right? In chapter 77 of the manga, Kawaki had decided on his goal. He aimed to destroy every last Otsutsuki, also that the man he looked up to more than anyone, Naruto, would be able to live a safe life. Kawaki even admitted that he felt like he had failed the first time Boruto came back to life, and so he knew that in order to truly rid the universe of the Otsutsuki clan, he would have to kill Boruto once more. Naruto was of course not going to like this idea though. Thus, Kawaki trapped him and Hinata in a timeless dimension called the Daigoku 10 so that they couldn't stop him from achieving his goal. Kawaki then set out on his mission to slaughter his brother once more, and because Momoshiki had already used the final remaining data of his DNA, there would be none left to revive Boruto a second time. Later, Kawaki ambushed his brother atop of the Hokage monument, however, Boruto was able to react in time. The two then engaged in a heated back and forth before Sarada entered the scene, trying to break up the fight. By this point though, Kawaki had already gone too far. He had sealed away the Hokage, which was a war crime in and of itself. But just to make matters worse, he abandoned a mission to try and kill the Hokage's son. The entire village was about to be set loose after him as a criminal, and so he gave Sarada one chance to save herself. However, she didn't listen, thus Kawaki went into attack, forcing Boruto into action as he jumped in at the final moment, saving Sarada. But in the process, he had gained his now iconic scar across his eye. The likes of Shikamaru, Sasuke and Konohamaru then all appeared to apprehend Kawaki, but he managed to escape. Unfortunately though, Boruto's day was only going to get much worse. During Kawaki's flee to safety, he encountered Ada. You see, she actually loves Kawaki, and so she'd do absolutely anything to make him happy. Kawaki frantically called out to her, hysterically wishing that Boruto would just be a complete nobody like he was from outside the village. That way, nobody would care if he was killed, as he wouldn't be important to anyone. This desire drew upon Ada's true power. You see, the power she had to force everybody to fall in love with her was actually a shinjutsu, aka a godly technique that she inherited from the DNA of the Otsutsuki God Shibai. It was called omnipotence. Essentially, what it did was rewrite anything and everything about a person's memories, feelings, actions, reality, pretty much anything. It was the ultimate form of brainwashing, all to make one's wish come true. Momoshiki even questioned Boruto about whether or not he had ever thought about all the instances in the past where Otsutsukis who went on to reach godhood may have used omnipotence to manipulate the memories of mankind to achieve their own true desires. In Ada's case, her desire was finding love, but with Kawaki, it was making Boruto a nobody. And so the omnipotence activated, swapping the lives of both Boruto and Kawaki around. On top of that, Kawaki also spread the news that it was Boruto who killed Naruto, meaning that the narrative had completely shifted to Boruto being an outside criminal who had infiltrated and betrayed Konoha, murdering the Hokage, whereas Kawaki was now, according to everybody's memories at least, the biological son Kawaki Uzumaki. The only ones immune to Ada's ability were blood relatives like Daemon, Otsutsuki like Boruto and Kawaki, and for some unknown reason, Sarada and Sumire as well. However, because of this, Sarada, with her emotions all over the place, seeing her best friend be hunted by everyone who loves him, awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan during a plea for help to her dad Sasuke. This, combined with the fact that Boruto had Sasuke's old headband, was enough for him to go against what his memories told him and instead trust his daughter. And so he left the village as a criminal once again, this time with Boruto by his side so that he could spend the next 3 years training him whilst on the run. After all, if you want to gain ultimate power whilst being the most wanted man in the world, there's not really anyone better for the job, is there? And so 3 years passed in the blink of an eye, bringing us onto chapter 1 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. And my god, did Boruto unlock some serious drip. Of course, he's got his cape and sword, which we all expected, confirming that Sasuke in those 3 years truly did train Boruto in his skilled Kenjutsu art. There's more than just that though. Despite wearing Sasuke's old headband, which was a symbol of a rogue shinobi, Boruto also proudly displays the Konoha badge on his cape, showcasing his allegiance to his home even if they want him dead. Furthermore, despite having his family name stripped away from him and given to Kawaki, he now wears the Uzumaki crest around his neck close to his heart. And what level of power does this new Boruto have? Well, whilst we don't know the full ins and outs, he fully disrespected Code by standing on his face, so we can say for certainty that he is no pushover and one of the strongest characters the Naruto world has ever seen. However, with the enemies he will be facing, the Naruto world as we know it is no longer his main worry. He will forever be a target of the Otsutsuki, and most probably Shibai, the Otsutsuki god. In his pursuit for ultimate power, he consumed countless planets, resurrecting himself continuously using the karma as a means to achieve immortality. In doing so, he unlocked the pinnacle of Shinjutsu. Furthermore, he had a mastered version of Ada's omnipotence, which he used to rewrite reality to be whatever he desired. Millions of years ago though, after arriving on Earth, he had evolved to the point where he transcended reality, becoming a fifth dimensional being. Thus, his physical body was left behind as nothing but an empty carcass. However, we know for a fact that Amado somehow became the only person that found Shibai's body and used it to create his cyborgs. Meaning that even if Shibai for some unknown reason somehow doesn't become a prominent character in the story, there's already characters out there with his hacks abilities, and who's to say that there's not gonna be more? Listen, I know it's been a long time, but we still can't forget those two broken Otsutsuki murals now, can we? Boruto will 110% have to reach god level in order to defeat his enemies. And so Sasuke's message to Boruto in chapter 6, where he said that he believes he could surpass his father one day, will easily become a fact whether you like it or not. I mean, chapter 2 of 2 Blue Vortex has shown us that he's leveled up an elite S-tier jutsu in the Rasengan to something we didn't even know was possible by surrounding himself in it, making him the Rasengan, the same way that Sasuke made himself the Chidori.